What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed to deliver you our Week 5 recap here in the NPBF. This week, unfortunately, we did still have a forfeit to give out. The Meowston Rockets are going to pick up a forfeit victory over the Parma Poipoles. But aside from that, we have a very, very solid week of action once again. A lot of really big matches and some undefeated streaks being broken, so definitely stick around to see some of those. It's going to be one crazy week of battles. So let's get right into it.
Alrighty guys, the first game we are going to go over this week is going to be between the Cleveland Typhlosions coached by Ethan and the Orlando Magikarp coached by Jay. Jay is bringing his Magearna, Rhyperior, Porygon to the Mega Medicham, the Gliscor, and the Malamar against Ethan and his Avalugg, Torterra, Heliolisk, Hawlucha, Lycanroc Dusk, and Mega Pinsir. So let us hop into this game and see how it goes. You see Torterra lead off here against the Gliscor. Gliscor is going to SD up, and as the Torterra is going to go for its rocks. Double SD in front of the Torterra as a Seed Bomb comes off, and that's just not doing enough damage. And that Earthquake does over half to the Torterra, and this Seed Bomb is just not doing enough thanks to that Poison Heal. So out to Hawlucha he goes to try to maybe pick up something. He's going to go for that Power-Up Sky Attack, and it's not going to be enough. And, ooh, Nacho Libre goes right down. 0-1 for the week with Hawlucha. That's crazy. The first time that's ever happened. Out to Heliolisk to pick off that Gliscor with the Surf. Surf is actually not going to do anything to this Rhyperior. It's going to eat that up. That's insane chewing of that hit. 4 times effective and everything. Earthquake's going to take it out. Storm Throw from the Mega Pinsir here. That's some crazy tech. Storm Throw is going to be able to take out the Rhyperior there. Really cool to see that kind of move. We see the Fake Out come out from the Mega Medicham, as I'm assuming it could potentially be attacking Bullet Punch, as he goes into Lycanroc on the Bullet Punch. Very questionable play there. A second Bullet Punch will take out Lycanroc, so that thing goes 0-1 this week as well. And 1-1 for the Pinsir. That's crazy. Mega Medicham just picking up all the kills. Quick Claw, Torterra getting off that EQ damage on the Medicham. Nice and lucky. High Jump Kick does not kill the Avalugg, as the Avalanche is going to be able to take out the Medicham. But at this point, it's Avalugg versus the world, and he's going to give that last kill to Malamar with that superpower. And that is going to pick up the big W for the Magikarps, who have a very scary roster to prep against. It's very huge win, especially for the kill leaders, putting things like the Mega Pinsir, which is very close at the top at 1-1, putting the Lycanroc, which is close to the top 10, was just barely out last week, just due to the alphabet, putting that thing 0-1, as well as knocking the Hawlucha to 0-1, which is crazy to see that this week. It's very huge for the kill leaders, and I think that'll definitely reflect this week. Definitely could have just cost Hawlucha its #1 spot in the kill leaders this week. Definitely. So really great game to both these guys, and we are going to head on to our. The next game we got is Alex and his Tide Galicipods taking on Antonio and his Kisaki City Glaceons. The Glaceons are bringing Mega Lopunny, Gardevoir, Mawile, Miltank, Milotic, and Tyranitar, while the Galicipods are going to bring in their Mega Scizor, their Regirock, their Shaman, their Galicipod, that Empoleon, and that Kyurem Black with his little shiny sparky butt right there on the screen. And we are going to head into this game. Let's see what we got. We got Galicipod out front against Gardevoir. It's just going to go straight for the first impression and knock it out. Turns out this is a banded Galicipod. Completely nukes Gardevoir turn 1, which is amazing. Huge move. So he's going to go out smartly into his Mawile and get the Intimidate off. Set up its Stealth Rocks on the Shaman switch in. Shaman's going to be able to come very close to picking up the kill with that Earth Power, as Mawile goes for an SD. Obviously, I don't think he wants to get Sucker Punched, but ooh, he goes for the Iron Head, maybe predicting the switch, who knows. But Mega Scizor just going to Mega Evolve and get off that Bullet Punch to take out the Mawile. Mega Lopunny's going to Mega Evolve here and go for the Fake Out to get that flinch and the free Mega up with no damage, and then Fire Punch is going to take out that Scizor. Probably should have Bullet Punched there, but that's in hindsight, obviously. Kyurem's going to come out and reveal that it is Scarfed, go for that Dragon Claw, and ooh, it lives! It lives the Drain Punch from Lopunny. That is huge. Kyurem goes for another Dragon Claw as the Meltank is going to switch in here. And it's just going to spam Dragon Claws on this Meltank as it's going to Milk Drink up and just not care. At this point, Kyurem is basically dead to rocks. He's going to go out to Empoleon and take a Body Slam, which does not give him the para, which is great for Alex. T-Tar is going to come in here as the Empoleon is going to go for Defog, showing that it is still the worst Defogger in the league. Shaman is going to come in here on the Dragon Dance from T-Tar. That is huge and scary, but Shaman is going to still outspeed and go for the Twinkle Tackle Z move, but it's not going to do enough. It's just not enough, thanks to that Spadef boost from the sand. He's going to go for the Seed Flare, though, and that's going to be enough to take him out. Very, very big set of plays there for the Shaman. The Rock Slide miss kind of sucked, but it's not really too bad. Retaliate is going to hit into the Kyurem, which is here to be sacked, which is great, smart play. Gliscod is going to come back in here, and ooh, that first impression does so much damage, even the resisted hit. Retaliate doesn't do as much now, thanks to the fact that there was no Mon dead in the previous turn. We see the Meltank come in as the double into Regirock. Meltank misses a Toxic, which is kind of huge on the Regirock. Ooh, that's some definite hacks that mattered. That's painful. That was painful to watch. Not only missing that Toxic, which would have already been racking up on this Regirock, but to get paralyzed, then be fully paralyzed, not being able to capitalize on the double Thunder Wave there, trying to catch maybe the Lopunny coming in, and then not being able to do anything on the turn that he sets up his rocks either. That's really, really painful. He's finally able to get that Toxic up as the Regirock goes for an Earthquake. Milotic is going to come in here, though, now on this next Earthquake, and it's going to take a significant amount of damage. And show that it is not holding a typical item. So he's going to go for the Hydro Pump here. It's going to do some damage. He's not holding the lefties. He's going to go for that Recover. So revealing he's obviously not Choice Locked. So we're going to see what he is at some point eventually, hopefully. I don't think so. He's going to get Scald. Ooh, that Scald does so much damage to that incoming Meltank. Wow, that's big damage. That is some big, scary damage. That's Body Slam going to come out here onto the Empoleon. I'm thinking this Empoleon's definitely very, very offensive. Like, max special attack offensive, because that's some big damage coming out there. Regirock's going to come in here on this Drain Punch, which is going to do just enough to pick up the potential 2-hit KO, just enough. Drain Punch is going to come off again, pick up that 2-hit KO, and Lopunny's basically back in this game. Gliscod's going to come back in here, though, and in comes the Milotic, trying to stop it, and just that first impression did so much damage. Banded first impression is terrifying on that Mon. Shaman's going to come in here on a Hydro Pump and eat that up. Eat that up. He's going to Giga Drain, trying to get his HP back from this Milotic, which is really smart. As he's going to get hit with the Mirror Coat. Ooh, what a play. That first impression is going to be enough to take him out. Lopunny's going to go for the Drain Punch here, and it's going to just OHKO this Empoleon. And now it's a matter of, can Banded Golisopod take on this Lopunny? And he's going to get off of that Aqua Jet, and Retaliate just doesn't do enough at this point. If he was running Return, I actually think that the Glaceons would have won this. But he has been running Retaliate a lot this season, so I understand it. But definitely, this one goes to Antonio. Definitely look into just bringing Return. I understand Retaliate's a cool tech, but overall you get more damage out of Return consistently than you do out of Retaliate. Because after you get that initial boost, I think Retaliate's only base 75 overall damage-wise, and like Return, if you have the max happiness, you're just going to be doing a straight-up base 102 every time. So instead of going from base like 130 or 150 or whatever it is after the one kill, and then just 75 after. So definitely I would suggest running Return in the future, because that could have been a win for you if you had Return on your moveset. But yeah, so that's Banded Gliscopod still putting in work. That's 48% from an Aqua Jet. That's really big damage. So GG to the Gliscopods and the Glaceons, and we are going to move on to our next game. The next game we have this week is going to be the Kalamazoo Kingdras, coached by Chris, his Mono Water team, taking on our new coach, Jesse, and his Ohio Cast Forms. The Cast Forms are bringing the Uxie, the Marowak, the Kaffa Grigus, his Megazard Y, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it has to be Megazard Y, because I have Megazard X. The Feraligatr, and the Comfey, while Chris is going to be bringing his Mega Slowbro, Politoed, the Toxapex, the Basculin, the Huntail, and that Azumarill. But really solid team matchup here. I think it'll be interesting. We're going to hop in and see what this goes. We see Huntail lead off straight off against Kofgrigus. It's going to Shell Smash turn 1 in this thing's face and reveal it is not White Herb. So, ooh, that's some smart tech. He goes for the Trick Room. Trick Room into a Haze to shut down the Shell Smashing Huntail. He's going to actually switch out now that he's lost his Water Veil, which is actually very smart, predicting that Will-O-Wisp. Very smart to predict that. And to keep his Sash intact on his Huntail. I'm assuming he is Sashed. So he goes out to Politoed to eat that Will-O-Wisp. That's fine. The Energy Ball comes out from the Kofag. It does a negligible amount of damage. He's going to get Encored into it. Oh, that's very... This Trick Room is really fucking with the Kingdras. Really fucking with him hard. So he goes into his Sap Sipper Azumarill. Very well played. As he's going to actually go for a Whirlpool and miss on the incoming Uxie. He could have really powered it Parastrict. So Azumarill gets a Focus Sash and then leftovers for the Uxie. I don't know why he would trick a Sash onto Azumarill. He's going to go for the Calm Mind now. He gets, after 2 Whirlpool misses, that does suck. Could have really been whittling this thing down. We're going to see the Whirlpool finally hit with that Toxic. So we're going to start racking up some serious damage on this Uxie at this point. Those Thunderbolts are going to be a massive pain for the Azumarill, now that it's especially at +1. He tries to go for the Double Protect, kind of had to there, but, ooh, he lives the roll! The roll is real, and now he's actually going to be able to protect this turn, and the Uxie's going to go down as it sets up a Trick Room. So another Trick Room here to try to fuck with some shit, but the Azumarill's going to set up that Toxic on that Feraligatr to start whittling him down, so he can't set up properly, which is very smart. Feraligatr, actually, I'm actually really surprised that he brought Feraligatr against a Mono Water team, because for the most part, Gator doesn't really get a lot of great setup to handle other water types. So a very questionable, I think, idea, but he's going to go to his Mega Slowbro here and start setting up Calm Minds. Crunch is going to do a decent amount of damage, but it's just not going to be able to do enough. He's going to get some Scald damage off there as the Feraligatr goes for a Hone Claws. So now he's just going to be taking Scalds, and he's going to go for another Crunch here, and it's going to barely miss out on the KO. As the Trick Room is going to end as the Feraligatr drops to its Toxic. Air Slash from the Zard Y is going to take out the Gator, as he's now going to, very smartly, so that was actually kind of a nice bait play. Very nice bait play. Trying to bait him to go for the Solar Beam and lock himself in. Very smart play there to go into the Huntail and bait it, and then go out into the Politoed, but it didn't work. He went for the Air Slash instead. Air Slash is going to take out the Politoed. Now we see Basculin come out here, and that Waterfall is going to come out and just annihilate that Zard. Hard destruction of the Zard. He's just going to Waterfall again, and it's going to come really close to taking out that Kofag, and he gets the flinch. That is huge. And even with the Mummy taking over his adaptability in the rain, that Waterfall is going to take out the Kofag. So that's cool. He's going to go out to Comfey, who's also going to set up Trick Room on the Toxapex coming in. The Scald comes out onto the Marowak, and it does not pick up a burn. Crazy. He doesn't pick up a burn. Knockoff gets rid of the Choice Scarf on that Basculin. But Basculin's going to be able to go for an Adaptability Aqua Jet, and that's going to really hurt that Marowak a lot. Thunder Punch is going to do a significant chunk of damage. Is the last turn of Trick Room. He's going to go for that Thunder Punch. Gets the Para, full Para. That is disgusting. Oh, man. So Huntail goes straight for the Waterfall here, as now it goes out to Toxapex, and at this point, it's just a matter of trying to beat this crazy matchup. The Comfey is going to be going for these Calm Minds now, as the Toxapex goes for a Toxic on it. Comfey is going to try to really set up on this Toxapex, but the Draining Kiss is just not going to do any damage to this at all, as the Toxapex is now able to go for a Haze. Just get rid of those Calm Minds, make it irrelevant. So this is just going to be a nice long stall matchup. Toxapex showing what makes Toxapex good. This is why Toxapex is considered to be a good Pokemon, with it just whittling down this Comfey. Comfey's going to set up the Trick Room once again. As a Draining Kiss is not going to take it out of range of Toxic. Pex is just going to easily recover and watch the Toxic take out that Comfey. Now all he has to do is Scald and the Marowak drops, and wow, what a game. Definitely very hacksy. There's a lot of hacks in this matchup. The earlier Waterfall finish on Tofag was a big deal. I assume he probably could have been going for a Willow. So that could have been a big deal as well in the long run of the matchup, but Toxapex showing its worth here, putting in the work, and wow, what a game. Really, really good game between these two. With that, we're going to move on to... Next up, we have our rematch here, one of our rematches here between the London Ludicolos and the Phoenix Infernos. Chris versus Kieran. Kieran's bringing his Delphox, Manectric, Amoonguss, Mega Garchomp, the Gyarados, and the Mimikyu, while Chris brings his Salamence, the Drapion, the Cobalion, the Rotom-Mow, and the Ninetales, Alolan form, and the Umbreon. So let's hop into this game. Cobalion's going to lead here against the Mimikyu straight off the bat, and Volt Switch to break its disguise. I don't know why you would allow the disguise to break that early, but I digress. He's just going to get the SD up, and Player Off is just going to knock out that Umbreon. It's a very, very big knockout there to start the game. Oh no, it's lagging again. Oh no, it's lagging again. Hold on. Player Off kills the Umbreon. I've actually recorded several of these today, so the lag is being weird right now. Okay. So Mimikyu switches out here, goes into Garchomp, as the Iron Head's going to come out. He's going to hit that Rough Skin. Very, very smart to preserve his Mimikyu there, as the Garchomp goes for an Earthquake, but then goes for the Fire Fang on that Rotom-Mow. Ooh, he gets the flinch. If only he'd gotten the flinch burn, that would have been hilarious. But, very, very cool tech with the Fire Fang, and it does really big damage to that Rotom. Really, really smart play. He goes with the Dragon Claw, and he actually outsped the Mence. Mence must have been, like, adamant or some kind of other spread, but man, I'm shocked to see that the Garchomp actually outsped there on the Mence. Very, very big play there. But we do have the Ninetales here in front of the Garchomp. Obviously, that's a terrifying thing. So obviously he's going to switch out into that Delphox, take the Blizzard like a champion. He gets frozen. Oh, man, that hurts. That hurts so much, as the Ninetales is actually going to start being able to set up Calm Minds in front of the Delphox. He's going to go out to Amoonguss here to take a Moonblast. Very, very nice here. It's just kind of like, looks like he's whittling down. He's trying to whittle him down with his Life Orb. That Blizzard's going to come out here and do some massive damage. Mimikyu's going to come in here, and he actually switches, goes for the Shadow Sneak as he goes into the Cobalion. Gyarados comes in on Cobalions. Iron Head. Iron Head again comes out against the Gyarados, as the Gyarados goes for an Earthquake. Very, very interesting play there. Now Gyarados is going to go for a Bounce, as Drapion's going to come in on this, take a massive chunk of damage. I almost kind of wish that had got the para. That would have been hilarious. But Knockoff is going to be able to take out that Gyarados. Knockoff again against the Garchomp is going to not be able to take it out, but Earthquake will take out the Drapion. Ninetales comes back in, and it's able to apply more pressure against his team. Moonblast is going to hit that Manectric super hard. That Life Orb Moonblast is going to hurt so much, as the Ice Shard is going to come out from that Ninetales and be able to take out the Manectric. Very, very good prep on his part. Shadow Sneak is going to be able to put Ninetales pretty far down, as, ooh, he goes for the Calm Mind on that turn. Shadow Sneak's going to be able to take out the Cobalion there. As now, Rotom-Mow comes in. He's going to go for the Shadow Sneak again. He actually could have gone for any other move and killed the Rotom here. He actually could have won this match. Kieran actually had this match won if he had gone for a Play Rough or a Shadow Claw on this. Because Play Rough or Shadow Claw, based upon the fact that it did 23%, Play Rough or Shadow Claw should have been able to kill the Rotom, and then he could have just Shadow Snuck the Ninetales and picked up the win. But definitely clear improvement from the last game between these two, 100%. He goes for the Earthquake on the Rotom. That was definitely a big mistake. I don't know why he would do that. It is a Levitator. He's going to go for the Hex with the Rotom on the Frozen Delphox. Delphox is not going to be able to de-thaw, and that's really unfortunate. Kieran actually asks, what could I have done better? I will actually message Kieran after this, after I'm done recording all of these, and try to talk him through what he could have done better in his game this week. But he's showing definite improvements. I'm really, really impressed with what he did in this game, and yeah, kudos to him, but also kudos to Chris for keeping up his hot streak. But another key thing to note is Salamence actually went 0-1 this week as well. So both the first and third place kill leaders went 0-1 this week. So that is really, really important to note, because that could be a huge, huge factor in determining who sits atop the throne at the end of this week. So with that, we're going to move on to our next game. Alrighty, guys, the next game we are going to be going over to this week is going to be David and the Wellington Whirlwinds taking on Nathaniel and the Baltimore Predacons. The Predacons bring the Mega Latias, which, oh, he brought the right Lottie this week. Yay! Slacking, Tapu Bulu, the Xurkitree, the Chinchino, and the Wishy Washy. I love saying Wishy Washy's name, Wishy Washy. While the Whirlwinds are going to bring their Vaporeon, the Lucario, the Weezing, the Mega Altaria, the Noivern, and the Thundurus Incarnate, which I believe they did pick up this past week in free agency. Did they do that? Yes, he did pick it up for Hoopa Unbound, which is very, very cool that he made that swap there. It's a really, really cool swap. I'm actually really, really pleased with that swap. I think that really helps his team a lot. Let's see if it does anything for him. So, this week we have this matchup here, and let's hop into it. Noivern's going to lead here against the Wishy Washy. Noivern's going to frisk that Focus Sash on that Wishy Washy. He's just going to U-turn right out and break that Sash. As the Ice Beam comes out. One thing I'm going to say, Focus Sash Wishy Washy is not something I would recommend, personally. Because the goal is to stay above that 25% mark. With the Focus Sash, you're essentially saying, I want to live a hit and then go into my baby form for no reason. Some of the best items I've used for it have been Assault Vest, just straight up choice specs, bring it in and nuke shit, or I've also used the 50% berries. The 50% berries are actually really, really good because they do proc at 25%. So you're hitting the range of changing, but then you're bringing your HP right back up. So definitely something to look into for the future, Nathaniel, just for future reference for the Wishy-Washy. But Vaporeon's just going to eat that up. Xergatree's going to come in here now on this Vaporeon as it goes for a Wish. As now, honestly, he has a free Thunderbolt to click because nothing on David's team really wanted to take a Thunderbolt, but that Altaria did it really well. Clearly looking like it's very specially bulky as he's going to go for the Cotton Guard. Excuse me. The Sing miss kind of sucks because he could have definitely gone for the crits and stuff. He missed twice with the Sing. That sucks. As the returns are going to be able to take out the Chinchino. Wishy-Washy comes back out here, eats that return, and the Ice Beam is going to do 48%, really big damage, and that next return is going to be able to take it out. So Mega Altaria is on a tear. Slacking, Retaliate is not going to do enough as the Roost. Ooh, that Roost play. Ooh, and now right back up to full. Mega Lottie's going to come out here, go for that Mega, and hit him with an Ice Beam. He's almost to a KO, and he's, barely misses out on the KO with that return. Ice Beam here is going to be able to put him down in range as the next return is going to take him out. But that's 3 kills for Mega Altaria this week. Huge, huge, huge match. He's going to go for that Thunderbolt there. Very smart play to just go for Thunderbolt because that does hit literally everything. And the Altaria was definitely in range. So Thunderbolt is going to be able to take out the Vaporeon here. And we see it is Choice Scarf Xergatry. Knocks down the Noivern to its Sash as Draco Meteor is going to, barely miss out on the KO. And Thunderbolt is going to go down, and that's going to be 2. And we're going to see another potential sweep. No, he's going to swap. Very interesting play there. He went for the Earthquake on that. Is that Scarf Lucario? It might be Scarf Lucario. So we go for the Ice Punch here with the Slacking. Obviously, it's going to Truant here on the Sludge Bomb turn. Sludge Bomb gets the poison. That really sucks. Really, really sucks. But Slacking's going to go for an Ice Punch again and hit that incoming Lucario. Lucario is going to go for an Agility, so it is not choiced. Very smart. Very smart. So down goes the Slacking. Iron Tail misses the Bulu. That is such a huge turn. That is a massive turn in this game. Superpower is going to be able to also take out the Altaria from that range, even at -1. He's going to superpower that Weezing there and just kind of wasting down the Bulu. But at this point, Xergatry is going to be able to come back in here and do his damn thing. He's going to be able to click that Thunderbolt and clean out the rest of the game. GG, Xergatry picking up 4 kills this week, putting himself back in the discussion for the top. I think he could have just had the 6-0 sweep if he had just kept going for it, but he definitely presumed either having priority on the Lucario or him being scarfed. So either option could have been scary, so I understand him swapping out before, because either option would have been able to take him out. So very smart in not staying in there. But man, oh man, what a game! This week has been full of some top-notch games. I'm really enjoying this. But that's it for this one. GG to the Predacons, huge win, and hopefully the Whirlwinds will be able to bounce back from this. But with that, we are going to move on to the next. The next game we have this week is going to be hold on, let me actually find his name. He's a new coach. The new coach, his name is, I have no fucking idea what this new coach's name is. He's the coach of the North London Ledians. His name is Alex Cohen, and he's the coach of the North London Ledians. He replaced Sadie this week. I don't know if I said it at the beginning yet because I haven't recorded the intro yet. But yeah, he is the coach of the North London Ledians. He replaced the Granbulls because they were inactive for several weeks. So we felt it we felt the need to finally replace them here in the league. Unfortunate, but Sadie just disappeared off the face of the earth, and that's totally fine. It happens, but he's the coach here, taking on the undefeated Rennie and the New York Dialgas. So we have Bisharp, I believe Mega Sableye, I'm not sure, it's either Mega Sableye or Mega Sharpedo, I don't remember. Clefable, Guzzlord, the Araquanid as well, and the Sharpedo, against Rennie and his Rotom Frost, the massive monsters of Metagross and Mamoswine, Virizion, Heatran, and the Mega Manectric. Without further ado, let us get into this game! Yeah. We see Clefable lead against the Manectric. Clefable's going to switch immediately into Guzzlord as Manectric's going to Mega Evolve and just Volt Switch out, which is a very smart play on his part. Turn 1, no reason not to Volt Switch. Goes out into Mamoswine. Obviously, Araquanid has to come in here on this thing. Araquanid just eats up that Icicle Crash. Does no damage at all. So we have a Sticky Web come up here from Araquanid as the burn onto the Guzzlord. Guzzlord does get burned and take that Blizzard, but he takes it like a champion. Draco Meteor comes out, and that does over half here. Burn is not going to be able to take out the Guzzlord here, as Volt Switch will be able to knock it out. So Rotom Frost picking up a kill, but Metagross cannot have his stats lowered by that clear, thanks to that clear body. But in comes the Virizion on this Bisharp here, as it's going to go for the knockoff, but it gets the crit, but also the justified boost on that Virizion. Psycho Cut, though, he's actually outsped the Virizion? Oh, because of the Sticky Webs. Yeah, you're right. Never mind, I'm stupid. So he outsped the Virizion thanks to those Sticky Webs, though. He's going to be able to take it out no matter what, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool tech. He's going to be able to outspeed the Rotom here. He gets off that Iron Head, and he gets the flinch. Oh, that's so big. I'm assuming that Rennie was going for a Will-O-Wisp there on the Bisharp. So that is a very, very big flinch to get on that Iron Head. It is a 30% chance, so it's understandable that it happened. But, man, that does suck for Rennie. That could have been a huge burn to get in this game. Heatran's going to come in on this knockoff and lose its leftovers. And then go for a Lava Plume, as this Araquanid's going to come in clean off of it. Yeah, you cannot burn. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp, but you cannot burn a Water Bubble Mon, as the Bug here is going to go for that Scald. Lava Plume's going to come up, but it's just going to do enough. And then the Araquanid's going to pick up that KO on the Heatran. Very, very big KO here in this match. Rotom's going to come in here. It's just going to go for the Defog to get rid of those webs. Obviously, they're a bit of an issue at this point, and go for the Blizzard on this Clefable, and get the freeze. Oh, man. How many things are going to get frozen this week? Jesus. We see the Volt Switch from the Rotom, as it's going to go now into the Metagross, as Clefable is still frozen solid. Metagross is going to go for the Meteor Mash and take out the Clef, as we go into the Mega Sableye. It is a Mega Sableye as it goes for that Will-O-Wisp. It catches that incoming Rotom. Rotom's going to Blizzard this thing and hopefully not freeze it. But we're going to see a Calm Mind come out from this Mega Sableye here. Rotom's going to Volt Switch out. I assume he's more than likely going for a Recover this turn. Yes, he is. Into this Metagross, and Meteor Mash does over half, and he's now going to get burned. That is huge, huge, huge burn there. The Meteor Mash is now going to do negligible damage, and he's going to be able to easily recover off a lot of the damage he's doing, even with that crit there, even with the crit and the attack boost. Ooh, that's starting to get scary. He's going to have to recover again here for sure, but he's doing 42% every turn, which is very, very painful. He's going to switch out to Bisharp here, so the Meteor Mash misses. That is huge, man. Oh, all these misses. He's going to go for the knockoff here on the incoming Rotom and get rid of its leftovers and knock it out. Bisharp is going to be putting in the work here in this game. Bisharp is killing everything out here. Mamo's going to go for an EQ and just not do anything to this Araquanid. Araquanid cannot be touched by him. Scald's going to come out and it's going to do almost half. I love the special Araquanid. It's doing so much work for him. Leech Life is going to be able to come out and get a little bit of HP recovery. A second Scald probably would have been best there, because he could have also potentially gotten the burn and picked up the kill that way. But regardless, he's going to sack the Araquanid there, go into his Sharpedo and get a speed boost on this Manectric. Now he's just going to be able to go straight for the crunch and take out the Metagross. This is just... this is slaughtering. This is evil. This is devastating. Ooh, Mammo's going to be able to hit that incoming Bisharp with an Earthquake. I don't know why he sacked off his Bisharp at that point. I don't know why he sacked off his Bisharp there. I think he actually... Maybe he just could not pick up the KO on the Mammo at that point, maybe. Maybe he just didn't pick up the KO on the Mammo with, like, Liquidation or anything, but... I don't know, he probably could have. Unless it was Sash Mammo the whole game. But, he misses the Willow on this, on the Manectric, and he's going to be able to recover off the Thunderbolt damage. He's just going to recover spam against this thing, which is actually kind of annoying, but at the same time I understand it. He has to. He's going to get he's going to get a Calm Mind up on the incoming Mammo, which is not good. Mammo's going to be able to, ooh, miss out on the KO. Wow, that's crazy. He's missing out on these key KOs here. The Dark Pulse is going to do about half to this Mamoswine. Earthquake's going to be able to take it out, but he's going to be able to go now out into his Sharpedo and easily just get up the speed boost, and that's going to be a cleanup. He's going to be able to go for that Waterfall, knock out the Mammo, and even if he gets that -1 from the Manectric, he's +2 speed, he's going to outspeed, and Waterfall is going to pick up the KO, and the New York Dialgas suffer their first ever loss in the league. Huge, 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 huge win for the North London Ledians. Very, very big game here. That was such a well-played matchup, I can't even speak. Those webs were really pressuring him, and that crit on the knockoff, I don't think it mattered. I think the Psycho Cut would have done enough. But man, the game was absolutely out of control. Really, really great game to both coaches, and hopefully Rennie will be able to bounce back from this first loss. But we'll move on to the next. The next game we're going to cover this week is going to be the Memphis Brave Birds taking on the Driftveil Drillburs. We have the Drillburs bringing Cacturne, Mega Ampharos, Hitmontop, Ribombee, Kartana, and the Primarina against the Mega Diancie, the Greninja, the Torrent Greninja, the Tornadus Therian, the Mienshao, the Escavalier, and the Jolteon from the Brave Birds. So let us hop into this game. We see Greninja come out here against the Kartana, and we just see the Scarfed Sacred Sword. We see a Scarfed Kartana as an Ice Beam is going to come out and almost take out that cart. Primarina is going to come in here as the Mienshao is going to also double in here. Go for the U-turn to get some chip on that Primarina into the Jolteon, who does not take that Moonblast kindly. Hitmontop's going to come out here to try to sponge up this Discharge coming his way. He does not get parried either, which is real nice for the Drillburs. We see the Toxic come out here onto that Greninja, so it's going to get a passive kill for the Hitmontop there. Ooh, Bullet Punch comes out for the Hitmontop, but it is not a Technician Hitmontop, so it's not going to be able to kill that Diancie. But he can't stay in here, obviously, so Bullet Punch is going to come out here on this incoming Tornadus. Tornadus is going to go for his Z-Power, and it's going to show the Supersonic Sky Strike, which is going to wipe out that Hitmontop. Big, big kill there. So now Hazard is staying up. See the Ice Beam come out from Primarina as the Torn is going to U-turn out. So that is a Scarf Primarina for sure. Ice Beam comes into this Escavalier as we're going to see the knockoff to get rid of that Scarf. Surf is going to come out here now, and it's going to do some significant damage, but Iron Head's going to be able to take out that Primarina. Ampharos is going to come in here, obviously, and then the Jolteon's going to come in, try to catch something, but we see the Ampharos go for an Agility. Jolteon is still faster, so it goes for a Shadow Ball, but Power Gem is going to take out that Jolteon. Mienshao goes for a High Jump Kick, and Ampharos swiftly dies to that HJK. The Scarf Leaf Blade from the Kartana is going to take out the Mienshao, which is huge, but there's no way Scarf Leaf Blade taking out that Escavalier, so he's going to have to swap out here. Knock off into the incoming Cacturne. We see it has a Focus Sash. Cacturne is going to go for the Destiny Bond here on this turn as the Tornadus is going to go for Protect as the Leech Seed comes out. Now U-turn is going to be able to take out that Cacturne. Very smart Protect tech on that Tornadus. He's going to go out now into his Kartana on this Escavalier, and the Sacred Sword just does not do enough. Knockoff is going to be able to take out this Kartana, and Escavalier is on a rampage, ladies and gentlemen. Ribombee is going to go for that Bug Buzz. It's not going to be able to do enough, and Ironhead is going to take it out. Escavalier picking up all types of kills in this game. Tornadus and Escavalier were out here picking off people, man. Out here killing people, dude. Crazy game. Really, really good game for the Brave Birds. Tough loss for the Drill Birds, but I'm sure they'll be able to bounce back later this season. But now, with that, on to the next game. The next game we have is the Peoria Phantoms, coached by Kaz, and their Kangaskhan, Blissey, Blacephalon, Mega-Titar, Goodra, and Politoed, taking on the Port Elizabeth Politoads with their Mega Beedrill, Darmanitan, Electros, the Kecleon, the Zygarde 50%, and the Donphan. Let's get into this. We see Beedrill lead here off against the Blissey. Beedrill is going to Mega Evolve and go straight for the U-turn. Gets a crit and does massive damage to this Blissey, who's going to go for a Calm Mind. Calm Mind Blissey in this match. Very interesting. We see the sub come out here from the Zygarde, so very, very scary. Zygarde's going to go for a Dragon Dance here as the Blissey goes for another Calm Mind, not caring about this sub sitting in front of it. I think that's a really poor move. Why are you not breaking this substitute? Shadow Ball comes out from the Blissey, and it's not enough to break the sub, even at +2. That's just sad. 1,000 Arrows is going to do massive damage to this Blissey. He's just now going to be able to break the sub from Shadow Ball. Obviously, he's going to go for another sub. Why does he not have Ice Beam? Ooh, so it's a roll to break the substitute. Very interesting there. So he's going to have to go for the 1,000 Arrows there to pick up the KO. But now he's in a really... The Phantoms are in a bad spot here. Obviously, the Politoed is going to force out that Zygarde there as the physical Politoed goes for Waterfall and then Ice Punch on the incoming Electros. Potentially Assault Vested too. Very big play there. U-turn is going to do a stupid amount of damage to this Politoed, who's going to go for the Ice Punch on this incoming Donphan. Crit Waterfall is going to take it out. That is huge. Poison Jab comes out here from that Beedrill, who's going... Ooh, gets the Fell Stinger off on that Goodra. That is huge. He's forced to swap potentially because of a potential Scarfed Blacephalon, who goes for the Mind Blown on Kecleon. Kecleon goes for a Shadow Sneak to try to pick it off, but gets hit off that Titar, who's going to now Mega Evolve on this switch into the Zygarde and hit him with a Crunch. 1,000 Arrows comes out, and it does a decent amount of damage, but the Earthquake is going to do a little bit more chip. 1,000 Arrows is actually going to be able to pick up the KO here, however, onto this Titar. Kangaskhan's going to come in here, go for that Fake Out, get a nice little Fake Out damage on that Zygarde, and then go for a Drain Punch to get some more damage off. I don't know why he's not packing any... It doesn't seem like he's packing Ice coverage. Outside of maybe his Politoed, it doesn't seem like he was packing much Ice coverage on his team for Zygarde, which is, I definitely think, a massive mistake. So he's running Citrus Berry on his Kangaskhan. I don't know why he was... I kind of wish he was running one of the 50% berries, but that's just me. He's going to go for the Sucker Punch there. It's going to be able to break the substitute, which is cool. This is going to allow him to go out to Blacephalon, go for that Shadow Ball, and pick up the KO. Showing he was in fact Scarfed this whole time. However, Kecleon's going to be able to come in here and go for that Shadow Sneak. It's going to be able to pick off the Blacephalon, and then now it's just Politoed versus Kecleon. Kecleon's going to go for that Sucker Punch and just miss out on the KO. A Waterfall does not do it, so another Shadow Sneak is going to be able to kill this Politoed and end the match 3-0 for the Port Elizabeth Politoads. Another solid match here by the Politoads. Yeah, just a good game in general. So now on to the next one. The next game we have is the currently undefeated Jerusalem Jirachis, coached by Gavino, with his Dusclops, Galvantula, Gyarados, the Mega Gyarados, Typhlosion, Lando T, and Chansey, taking on the Tapu Koko, Mega Latios, Seismitoad, Haxorus, Meloetta, and Stakataka of the Atlanta Dragonites, coached by David. Let's hop into this game. We see Stakataka lead off against the Lando T, which is not a favorable match. He's going to have to bounce out to the Seismitoad as And we're going to see a U-turn come out. Get some Rocky Helmet chip from that Seismitoad. Energy Ball is just going to be able to straight take out the Seismitoad. There's no way he was living that. Stack Attack is going to come in here, and with its less than optimal special defense stat, it's going to get hit with that Volt Switch. We see the Trick Room here go up from Stack Attack as it's going to go for an Earthquake on the incoming. Ooh. Gyro Ball, if only he had gone for Gyro Ball there, he would have been able to beat that Lando 1v1. That would have been really great. But he's going to lose his Stack Attack to Lando. Energy Ball comes out here from the Meloetta. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do enough damage. Thunder Wave is going to come out onto this Latios here. Very unfortunate. And then Seismic Toss onto the Meloetta, switch back in. Ooh, this is not going well for David so far. Meloetta goes for a Heal Bell. I didn't even know Meloetta got Heal Bell. But U-turn is going to do massive damage to this Meloetta as in comes the Chansey once again just to sponge another Energy Ball. Going to go for a Seismic Toss as the Latios is going to come back in. Latios is going to Mega Evolve and go for a Calm Mind as the Thunder Wave is going to come out and hit it. Dusclops is going to come out here on this Calm Minding Latios. He's just trying to go for game at this point. Psychic does over half, but the haze comes out from that Dusclops, completely mitigating all that setup. He's going to get the special defense drop, though, on that Psychic. So hopefully if he doesn't get paralyzed. Okay. Okay, I love this play. So he goes into the Meloetta to try to catch him on the Nightshade so that he can finish off the Dusclops with ease with Meloetta. But he actually predicts him to switch out and goes out into his Chansey. Very, very good play. Very good play. So Meloetta's going to go for Heal Bell once again here on this to get rid of that Para on that Lottie. Now he's going to go out to his Haxorus on this Chansey and just go for a Dragon Dance in its face. Thunder Wave comes out. He's not Lum, which is very unfortunate for him. And the Lando's going to come back in. But we're going to see the Z Dragon Dance. I don't know why you Z Dragon Dance. You don't have any lowered stats. There's no point in that. So he gets intimidated again by the Gyarados, and then there's no point. So all of that setup is just a few waste turns to get Mega Gyarados in for free. Mega Gyarados gets up a free as hell double Dragon Dance here, but Tapu Koko is going to just barely miss it. Gets the Para on the Thunderbolt, and then gets off an HP Grass, I'm assuming. Goes for the U-turn here on this Galvantula into the Haxorus as the sticky webs go up. Late game webs. Volt Switch is going to do a significant chunk to this Haxorus. This Haxorus is going to just go straight up for an Earthquake, which will take out the sacked Dusclops. Now Typhlosion is going to come back in here, and he's going to do his Typhlosion business. He's going to click that Eruption button once. It's going to kill that Haxorus. He's going to go now into his Chansey, and at this point he's probably going to go for a Thunder Wave. Yep, goes for a Thunder Wave as the Tapu Koko is now going to come in. Hidden Power, though, is going to do nothing. He has nothing to break through this Chansey. We're just going to skip ahead a little bit. He has no way of breaking this Chansey. He goes for the Defog, get rid of the webs, but there's really no point in doing that because his last Mon is not even touching the webs. So there's really no point in defogging the webs away. I guess he's just showing that he could. If he had Psyshock over Psychic there, that could have potentially killed. I don't know off the top of my head if it would have. It definitely would have done significantly more. And maybe he would have had a chance to come back in this match, but Chansey's just going to Seismic Toss its way to victory. As it's going to be able to soft boil off any damage that he's going to get off, and we're just going to skip ahead here because there's no point in watching these turns. It's just a stall battle. And Chansey picking up the W with those nice Seismic Tosses. Very, very good game to the Jerusalem Jirachi, staying undefeated after week 5. Oh yeah, the game I don't want to talk about. Yay, my favorite. Alright, so this is me and the Peoria Marianas with our Cryogonal, Licky Licky, Dusknoir, Mega Charizard X, Rotom Wash, and Weavile taking on the Birmingham Enteids with their Ninetales, Venusaur, Garchomp, Bouffalant, Mega Swampert, and Whimsicott. So, to preface this, I made a lot of mistakes. Step 1 was to literally just bring the same 5 Mons from last time and literally just swapping Cryogonal. Step 2 was bringing my Defogger as a Scarfer. Step 3 was not prioritizing keep getting the rock, not bringing defog on Rotom. Step 4 was just playing this game at 1 o'clock in the morning when I was already dead tired from a long weekend. So, a lot of bad decisions and a lot of unfortunate circumstances took place here in this match. But you're just going to have to see how that turns out. Well, obviously, we're still going to switch to my side. We're going to see Weavile here lead off against the Mega Swampert. Literally the one thing I didn't want to lead off against. I have to swap hard into Rotom in here. And this is where Defog would have been nice on Rotom, because I literally would have just gone for the Defog on this turn. And I could have Volt Switched or Will-O-Wisp this thing afterwards, and it wouldn't have been a problem. No big deal. But I was dumb enough to not have Defog on Rotom, so he's going to get the switch into the Bouffalant, as I'm going to be able to Volt Switch out and go into my Dusknoir, which was my counter to it last time. And I'm going to frisk a Chesto Berry, which is super unfortunate. He is Resto Chesto Bouffalant. And he's going to go for an SD as I go for the Toxic on him. Now I'm going to go for the Haze, as he's just going to try to SD again. I'm just going to be spamming Haze on this boy. He's going to go to the Ninetales here as I go for another Haze. So he's going to, I'm going to miss out on any form of damage here. And I'm going to go for a Toxic here, as he's going to switch in the Venusaur, which is smart play on his part. It goes for the Growth. That was one of the scariest things I've seen in a League format battle in a while. Was Growth Venusaur in the sun, getting that +2 to both. So I went for the Ice Punch that first turn. I'm going to go for a Haze again here to get rid of the new Growth he's going to try to set up. He's going to go for Giga Drain, which is fine. I understand that entirely. So he's going to go for that. He's going to get himself some more HP. Now, I think he's going to... Now, my thought here is he has no reason to go for Growth again, because he's going to get put down low enough so that maybe Shadow Sneak would kill him. Because the previous Ice Punch did 44%, he was sitting at 56%, so he'd be put down to like 12%. Shadow Sneak would be able to kill him there. So he did just... I do just go for the Shadow Sneak to get more chip on him. And after the Giga Drain recovery, he's in range of Weavile going for an Ice Shard. So I go into Weavile here, and I have to click Ice Shard. I have to click Ice Shard because this Sting's still in the sun. Now, this thing just eats up our hits all day, every day. And he's actually going to go for Toxic on our Rotom switch in, which sucks. Sucks. Very smart for him to bring Toxic on his Swampert this time. I'm going to Volt Switch out onto the Ninetales switch. He looks to be more of a specially defensive build with the Heat Rock. I'm going to go into my Licky Licky, and I'm going to go for the Body Slam, and I get the Para on Venusaur, which is huge. He's going to go for a Sludge Bomb here onto my Licky Licky, and he's going to pick up the Poison. As I do Body Slam him, but that Poison sucks. That Poison really sucks because that pressures me to go for a Heal Bell at some point, and that's just not good. In hindsight, I should have gone for a knockoff here to get rid of his Chesto, so he could not Resto Chesto. However, that was a poor play on my part. Again, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to try to make too many excuses, but I did make a lot of bad plays that, like, obviously are just clearly bad plays. When I already know that he's Resto Chesto, I don't want him Resto Chestoing. Why did I not just knock off? But, regardless, I'm going to go... And another bad play right there is I go for the Will-O-Wisp on this thing after it's already fucking revealed Facade. Why in God's name would I burn something that has Facade and a Swords Dance? Why did I just do that to myself? I don't know. That was really stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But I did. And immediately regretting it. Obviously, hindsight is 20/20. But he's just gonna go for the Facade here and it's just gonna kill me. It's gonna almost kill me. It's gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna have to go for Pain Split just to chip him down, as obviously another Facade's gonna kill me. Now he's at 36%. I even put it on the side earlier in the match. He's probably max HP, max attack. But then again, I go for a calc, and I'm calcing for max speed, max attack, when I know that he's min speed because my Dusknoir outsped him. So, regardless, I go for the ISO Crash because min damage on no HP was 35%. So I'm like, there's a 90% chance I kill him from this range. But obviously, I'm going to go for this ISO Crash. He's going to live on 3% because I'm fucking retarded. And then dies to his burn. But I lose my Weavile, which is super crucial at this point in the match. Now, I go out into my... I go out into my Charizard here, and maybe if I hadn't gone Charizard there, maybe I could have won. He goes for the Devastating Drake outright on my Zard, which is a smart play on his part. So if I had maybe gone out to Cryogonal and killed the Garchomp right off the bat, choice myself in, I could have gone into Zard on this thing and maybe Toxic it and started wearing it down so that I could eventually get it in range so that I can bring Cryogonal back in and freeze dry through his team. That could have been a potential option, but of course he does go for that Devastating Drake right away, and I do lose my Zard. And at this point, I just have to freeze dry and hope that I get a freeze, and hope that Flamethrower is not one of the moves that auto-thaws, but I'm not going to be able to get any freezes. It was not a good game. I mean, not a good game for me. Good game to Logan and the Entei. He played well. Plain and simple. But it was a shit game. We lose our undefeated streak because I played like shit. Plain and simple. There's no other excuse about it. It's just, that's what happened. But I'm annoyed, but we're going to bounce back from this, absolutely. Ethan, Cleveland Typhlosions, we're coming for you. You better be ready. But on to the next one. The last game to cover this week is going to be the main Black Bear Taste, coached by Chad, with his Scizor, Suicune, Kyurem, Mega Venusaur, Magneton, and Tornadus Incarnate, taking on Rich and the Washington Weavers with his Arcanine, Mantine, Pinsir, Hitmonchan, Celebi, and Protean Greninja. So, without further ado, let us hop into this game. We see Magneton lead off here against the Arcanine. Obviously going to have to swap out into this Suicune as the Arcanine's going to go for a Flare. Let's get a little bit of chip on that Coon. Both revealing their leftovers right off the bat, so that's interesting to see. We see a Calm Mind from Suicune here. Mantine's going to come in here, obviously going to wall it hard. Mantine goes for Air Cutter, and it's going to hit that Magneton for no damage. And now we see a Volt Switch into the incoming Celebi. That does a lot of damage to the Celebi. We see Kyurem come in here on this Celebi. Hitmonchan's going to have to come in here on this incoming Draco, and it actually lives it. Chews the Draco up. It's going to go for a Drain Punch here to try to get some HP back, which is actually a smart play because he had to force the switch, potentially being Scarfed. Ooh, the Bullet Punch for the Scizor is going to be able to take out that Hitmonchan. We see Arcanine come in here, obviously, on this Scizor, as Tornadus is going to come in on a Close Combat. Interesting play. Interesting play. We see Tornadus go for a Supersonic Sky Strike here, as the incoming Mantine is going to chew that. Oh my lord. Mantine's going to get taunted here, though, so he cannot go for the Roost, which is very, very important. We're going to see Air Slash come out from the Tornadus. As Ice Beam comes out from the Mantine, that's going to do a massive chunk to that Torn. We're going to see a Hurricane miss on the Mantine. That's going to turn out really, really good for the Weavers getting rid of Tornadus early. We see another Volt Switch come out from the Magneton onto the incoming Celebi, as Kyurem is once again going to make his way in here and just click the Draco button, and it's just going to pick up the kill on this incoming Pinsir. Pinsir just dies in its debut week. Crazy to see. We see the Suicune again come in on this Arcanine. Arcanine goes for Close Combat. I'm curious as to why no Wild Charge. Very, very curious play there. But we see the Kyurem come in immediately on the Celebi switch. And we see the Draco not pick up the kill on the Celebi. Celebi's going to go for a Zen Headbutt on the Kyurem. We do know this is potentially Scarf Kyurem because it is outspeeding the Celebi here. So that's good to note. But now it's going to have to swap out here after taking out the Celebi. We see the Mantine go for an Ice Beam on this Suicune. Not do enough damage, but we're seeing the Air Cutter come out here now, and it's not going to do anything to the Magneton. Mantine's going to Roost here onto the incoming Volt Switch with a crit. Absolutely tears through the Mantine. I believe it might have been Analytic Specs, it looks like, potentially. Scizor are going to get an SD here on the Roost of the Mantine. We see an Intimidate here from the Arcanine, but another SD comes out. Bullet Punch is going to do not enough damage. That Flare Blitz is going to just take out the Scizor, but all that recoil damage is going to hurt that Arcanine. Now Arcanine's in a really bad spot, and now he just clicks Draco once again, and Draco is going to take out that Arcanine. Huge kill there. We see Greninja come out here. Greninja is in here. Going to go for that U-turn. Nice, strong bug-type U-turn there onto that Suicune, and we see Mantine come in. Now, we're just at a point in this battle where I don't really see where the Weavers can win. We see Ice Beam come out here onto the incoming Magneton. It's not going to do enough damage. The Thunderbolt's just going to outright kill that Mantine. Greninja's here. He's going to go for that really powerful looking Dark Pulse, but Thunderbolt is just going to knock it out straight out the bat. More than likely analytic Magneton there. But wow, what a match. What a match. Really well played by the Bearticks. And that's going to conclude our matches. And let's head off into the kill leaders. Alright guys, we are here to deliver you the kill leaders for this week. And we have had quite the shake up, with two of our undefeated teams dropping this week, being the New York Dialgas and the Peoria Marianas. And some of our top kill leaders not picking up any kills this week. Things are a bit different. To start things off, we see that the Baltimore Predacons have their circuitry back up in the tops since dropping after week 1, after its 6-0 kills. Were not able to last for all that long, so it didn't really get to do anything for a few weeks. Circuitry getting itself back up near the top at 10-2 with a +8 differential. Followed closely behind is the Hawlucha from the Cleveland Typhlosion, sitting at 10-3 with a +7 differential. Keeping it still solidly in the top 3, but still not holding, but having a rough time of it. And this upcoming week could really determine who stays up in the rankings and not. We see the Mega Charizard X of the Peoria Marianas following closely behind, sitting at 8-1 with a +7 differential as well, only being down lower because of its lack of kills in this season. Again, also coming this week and also just dying. So really kind of crazy that these mons are just struggling at this point in the season. It's really crazy. I think people are starting to see that these mons are threatening, and they're prepping a lot harder for them. So this is very interesting to see, and hopefully we'll see where this goes from here. And from there we get into the rest of the kill leaders, and we see the Mamoswine and Metagross, both from the New York Dialgas, sitting at a comfortable 8-1 with a +7 differential. Nice and tied with the Mega Charizard, currently sitting up in 3rd, which is very cool for them. Hopefully the Dialgas can bounce back from their loss from this week, and they can start to have their mons climb up further into the rankings. Another mon that had a massive drop this week was the Salamence. Oh, shit. Hold up. My bad. I accidentally hit a button. That's apologies. We have the Salamence from the Phoenix Inferno, sitting at 10-4 with a +6 differential. Obviously, it has enough kills to back it up, but all those deaths are just holding him down. Hopefully, he can start racking up more kills in the week so he can get that differential up and start climbing his way back up to the top 3. Real big drop for the Ments. Really rough to see, but I think Chris has a good handle of how to use Ments properly, so I think Ments will have a good chance of climbing its way back up into the top. So that's really cool. Hopefully he can do that. However, Chris is starting to get some real good usage of some of his other mons, as we see the Rotom Mow of the Phoenix Infernos climbing itself right up into 7th place on the kill leaders, which is really impressive with the 8-2 record, +6 differentials. Really killing it out here. Rotom put in a lot of work this week, really tearing through his opponent's team with ease, which is very impressive. So kudos to Chris for getting Rotom up this high. Really impressive, and hopefully he can keep up the good work with Rotom. Maybe we can see Rotom in the top 3, who knows. The next 2 slots are taken up by mons from the still undefeated Jerusalem Jirachis, being Chansey and Galvantula. Chansey and Galvantula have both not died yet this season and have just been picking up kills left and right. Chansey and Galvantula both rocking with 6 kills and 0 deaths, plus 6 differentials. Really, really killing it out here. Really, really doing a fantastic job of just tearing through teams. Chansey just coming in at times where he knows that there's nothing his opponent can do to break through him, and then just slowly and steadily tearing down his opponent's team without really caring. And then Galvantula just hitting hard, getting it in at the right times, and using its own sticky webs to its advantage, which is also very smart to start picking up some big-time kills. The last one on the list is actually a very, very cool example, and actually is very similar to something happening in the GBA right now, where a coach with a not-so-fantastic record has a Mon up in the kill leaders. In the GBA, it's Crimson Seabad and the Detroit Steel Wings with their Thunderous Incarnate. Here we have the Gasaki City Glaceons and Coach Antonio with his Mega Lopunny, sitting at 8 kills and 3 deaths with a +5 differential. He has been picking up a lot of kills with Lopunny as of late. Absolutely nuking things with Retaliate after his opponent picks up a KO. Very, very crazy stuff to see, because he's only sitting at a 1-4 record, which is extremely, extremely impressive, to say the least, when it comes to the fact that, you know, while only winning 1 game, he still has a Mon up in the top 10 kill leaders of the league. Because everyone else in the league, everyone else who is up here, everyone else in the kill leaders is rocking out with, at most, 2 losses, with the Cleveland Typhlosions being that team. Everyone else who has a Mon up in the kill leaders, as of this point, has only 1 loss to their record, which is extremely impressive. So, really, really cool to see that. I think it's really, really, we have a really, really competitive season so far, so hopefully that continues. But that's going to be it for this week's recap. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you have not already. But until next time, I'm PokePrimer, and I'm signing off. Peace.